Everyone has their own idea about how to do a group cruise, how one should go. So today I'm going to share with you the group cruise component of the Panama Canal Cruise that we just did. It is really, really hard to take 2 weeks of magic and condense it into a short video, but that's what we're doing today. And I hope it gives you an insight into how we run our group cruises and the marvelous people who join us. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and click that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, enjoy our videos, including the one today, will you please give this video a thumbs up? Thank you so very much. I want to start at the very top and tell you, number one, I am an in-the-moment person. When I am with people, I am with people. I am thinking about them and what we're doing, and I've got to get better about continuing that. So I just want you to know that everyone who came with us is loved. We are so delighted and humbled that you would join us. So first off, we got to the port there in Los Angeles, and we were really looking forward. Every time we have a group cruise, we have a quick get together on embarkation day, just for anyone that has time to drop by. We know it's a really busy time, but even before we got on the ship, truly the magic started, because we bumped into some people that have sailed with us before on our group cruises. And when we say that we have people come with us and they end up with new friends, we do too, lifelong friends, and I put you all in that category. And so we, as we were in the cruise terminal there, and as we made our way onto the ship, we bumped into some of you, and what a sweet reunion it was. Right when we got on board the ship, we also bumped into a Let's Go family member that had sailed with us before, and it was really wonderful just to start seeing everyone right off.
Cupcake.
So once we got on board the ship, the cabins were supposed to be ready at 1, so we ran and put down our carry-on luggage and went to the Wheelhouse Bar. We had a get-together there, and I know, like I said, embarkation day is such a busy day, and so it's really for anyone who wants to drop by and say hi. We always enjoy getting to meet people. And sometimes if people are there at the same time, some people have sat down, took a minute to visit with each other and get to know each other right off. So that's always really fun. Then we went straight from there to the sail away portion. Gordon and I love to do sailaways, and I think part of that is because we're so excited to be there and we want to share our experience and excitement with you. But you know what? Whenever somebody is videoing from a port, we love to watch it. And so it's kind of what we love to watch. We like to show all of you. And so we went up and found a good place in the shade because it was a warm day and really sunny on one side. So we found a nice site in the shade to do the sail away portion. The ship was delayed leaving the port. We're not sure why. But the fuel ship that loads the ship with fuel was alongside for, past the time that we were going to sail away. And then we were delayed after that. So I'm not sure why we were quite so late, but it was fun because several of you, our Let's Go family members in our group, came up and enjoyed that fun time with us, and we really enjoy getting to visit and getting to see each other. So right off, it started off as a wonderful cruise. Next up was dinner time. When you go on Princess, the way they do it is they have set dining times that they offer to groups. And this time they gave us the time of 5 o'clock. And so off we went. So every evening we dined at 5 o'clock together. We had set tables on the first night. They show us where those tables are. And then we have a group, like a set of tables that belong to our group every evening. And so it was really kind of fun to see how this kind of changed throughout the cruise. So we always encourage people to switch tables as often as they would like, from night to night to night, to get to know people. Gordon and I sat at a different table every night trying to get around to everybody. And the fun thing is that with being a 16-day cruise, we got the chance to eat with everyone at least once, and it's hard to catch people when they eat at different tables, but we really enjoyed that. People got to know each other, and by the second week, it was really fun. Some tables were still moving around, and some people had found really, really good friends and were enjoying dining with them every evening, which is perfection to me. They both are. To be moving around every night and to find people that you really enjoy and start to become friends with and you want to sit with makes perfect sense to me, and I'm really glad that that was taking place in this group. Dinner time to me is a special time because we not only get to know each other better, we get to talk about what we did that day, what we're looking forward to, and it's just, to me, a really sweet time on a group cruise. And know that if you join us for a group cruise, you can dine with us as often or as little as you would like. Some people dined with us every night. Some people wanted to do specialty dining some nights. If you want to have just, dinner by yourself or for two, whatever, one night in the main dining room, it's not hurting our feelings. We just love to have you whenever you would like to come. And I know that sometimes some people don't like eating in the main dining room every night, so I just think it's important to really enjoy your cruise. And I want you to do that however it looks whenever you join us. So that's the dining time. Really thoroughly enjoyed that. Next up, the next day was the first sea day. Always on the first sea day, we have our first meet and greet where everyone can come. And so we had that. The venue that Princess gave us was the main dining room, the Provence dining room. So we all got together there. And I had asked for a microphone, and somehow that slipped through the cracks. And so I ended up just having to talk really loud. But I think everyone came. I feel like everyone came and gave everyone a chance to introduce themselves. We kind of let them know what the itinerary looked like for the week, because Princess had changed our schedule. What the onboard group team on shore had told us was different than what the gal who was in charge of the groups on board the ship told me. And so we had to totally rework our schedule there. So I love when people come that day so we can let everybody know the changes that we have to make. And we had planned to have our get-togethers in the afternoon, because we always have a get-together on sea days. And so we had that set up before we got on board the ship, and she said, no, you couldn't do that once we got on board. So we had to have it from 10 to 12 on sea days. And I perfectly understand. On sea days, people want to sleep in, they want to do their laundry, they want to go to some of the activities that they're having on board the ship. So it's really fun. We just love whoever wants to come and join us on all the other days. We had times when people could get together. Gordon and I brought several decks of cards. We brought Uno cards with us. And so some days people played Swoop. That, I guess, is the official game. Mary and Kathy, thank you, from the Northern Lights Cruise, that introduced that to us. But some days, some people played that. Other people don't really want to play a game, and so they chatted and really just thoroughly enjoyed. I can't tell you how nice it is to get together with people who love to cruise as much as we do, and it's just such a delight to be able to spend time together. And so that was a really sweet time, and it worked out that a lot of the people who came were the same people who came often, and so we got to know people better, thoroughly enjoyed it. Sometimes after that, we would go to lunch together, and some days it was in the main dining room, some days we popped up to the buffet where some just different people were, and it just worked out really, really nice. So that's what we do on sea days. We always have meet and greet times. If you'd rather be doing something else, go do that. If you want to come and join us, you're very welcome to come and join us. I would say that the number one thing, though, that we did on a sea day for a group activity was the scavenger hunt. So Emil Wolf, who you probably know from Facebook fame, and his wife put together a scavenger hunt. His wife is Lori. And they put together a really fun scavenger hunt. So we had about 30 Let's Go family members who are in our group come. I just think of y'all as mine. But about 30 of our group members came. And so we divided up into teams. Some teams were couples. You could have up to 4. And so everybody divided up the way that they wanted to do it. And Emil and Lori and Melody were the judges. And some other people that just didn't want to tear around the ship looking for things sat there and enjoyed being together there. And the rest of us went around trying to find everything on the list. So the way that it worked is if you took a picture of the item that was on the list, you got 1 point. And if you actually brought the item, you got 2. And the items range from everything from like $100 casino chip to like people, different, like a crew member from Portugal was one of them. So you had to be like, well, where is a crew member from Portugal? And she was gracious enough when I found her to come down, and it's really fun because some of us on different teams would be close together and would be like, okay, we've got somebody, so we all went together so we would get the points. But it turned out to just be the funnest time. We started at 1 o'clock and we ended up at 3:30 was the end of the time. And it just turned out to be a really fun time. Everybody truly enjoyed it. Princess was nice and threw in some decks of cards as the prize for the winning team. So it was Ray and Linda and Donna and Betty. There were 4 of them on the team. They won. And so they each got a deck of cards. It was just the funnest time. Really just the funnest time. I think that was what people probably enjoyed the most. And so what a special day. And really, I'm really grateful to them for doing that and getting us all moving on that. So a really sweet day there. The other thing, every once in a while, people would go to tea. Tea is at 3 o'clock on a sea day in the main dining room. So that was kind of fun. So I would say that the time that our group spent together during the daytime was really fun. And the really sweet thing is that between doing the group time and dinner time and taking excursions and going through the Panama Canal, it was really sweet to bump into people on the ship and visit a little bit when we saw them. And, sometimes the best things happen when they're not planned. I'll just say that. So the next thing I want to tell you about is excursions that we did. So when we're doing a group cruise, we send out the email, we tell you the excursions that Gordon and I are doing, and we also have Facebook groups. And so if people want to talk back and forth who do Facebook, they can talk about things there as well. So on one of the excursions that we had, the only excursion that Gordon and I paid to do on this cruise was the one that was in Panama City the day before we went through the Panama Canal. And you're going to be seeing some more footage of that coming up in another video. But on that excursion is the one that took us to the visitor center for the historic locks and then across Panama to the visitor center for the brand new locks there. And there were several of us that happened to be booked on this. And let me tell you the sweet thing about that. And so we had a meeting time. I said, okay, everybody, meet outside where we're supposed to meet, because that's what you got to do. If you have a group of people, whether it's a family or other group, and y'all want to be on the same bus, you have to meet outside of where they're handing out the tickets, the stickers to go on the bus so that you get on the same bus. And so we did, and off we went on the same bus, and it was just really fun. But a few things really stood out to me about that. Number one, it is always better together. Also, people really looked out for each other, and I really appreciate that. That means an awful lot to me, that you kind of keep an eye, make sure everybody's there, make sure everybody's doing okay, because that's what I'm always thinking to do. But it means a lot that you do that for each other. In fact, one day one of the group members pulled me aside and said, we have not seen so-and-so for a couple of days. Are they okay? And fortunately, I had seen them and knew that everything was all right. But it means the world to me when you start caring about each other and that you watch out for each other. So we had a really fun time that day, like I said, riding on the bus and getting to see things together. And also, it works out really good if you don't want to go somewhere alone. If you book in one of our groups and you don't want to go by yourself, like book what Gordon and I are booking. And if you got a question about that, send me an email and I'll tell you what excursion we're doing or whatever, so that you're sure you've got somebody to come with and kind of be with as you go. So those are kind of the things that happen in the daytime, and of course dinner. But then in the evening, a whole lot more things happened that were a lot of fun. And I know that people navigate being on a ship in the evening really differently. Some people like to go to bed early, some people like to stay up late, some people are in the middle, some people like to dance, some people don't like to dance, and some people love trivia, some people not so much, and the same with karaoke, and the same with all the other things that go on. So let me just share with you a little bit of video footage while I tell you about some fun things that happened, and we'll go from there. So first of all, early in the cruise, we had a great entertainer on board, and she did an ABBA show. She sang ABBA songs, did an excellent job. I shared that in the video the day that it happened when I was telling you about it. But that night we had an ABBA dance party, and it was in the Explorers Lounge, which has a reasonable sized dance floor there. And let me tell you one thing that made me really happy. I have found, you know what, she's just my girl, Justine. When I got there, she's like, do you want to dance? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, because Gordon will dance with me, but he's not really that much of a dancer, and so it was really fun. We had a fun time dancing, thoroughly enjoyed that. And then Ashley Rose Smith, who is that entertainer that did the show, she came and joined us, so she was dancing. We got our picture with her. Just an absolutely delightful person, but we had such a fun time dancing to all those ABBA songs. And Emil came up there and danced with us. It was just such a lovely time. And then next up, one evening we had an 80s dance party up on the Lido deck. It was warm. It was one of those glorious evenings when I don't know, you're just on, up on the Lido deck of a ship, and it's a warm evening, and so the band came and played 80s music, so we danced to that and had a really nice time. And I would say it was special to have somebody to dance with and have a fun time with, and then afterwards, those of us who just happened to be up there pulled up our chairs and sat down and just really enjoyed visiting and talking things over. Some things were serious, some things were not so serious, but just really enjoying the beautiful weather and the chance to be out on the top of a ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It was just absolutely wonderful. What a special time. Next up, if you missed my video all about the Coral Princess, catch that from yesterday. That is for people who are thinking about going on the Coral Princess or want to know a little bit about the Coral Princess. Has nothing to do with the group, and so go catch that if you haven't seen it. But I've got a little footage from one night in the Universe Lounge. I let you know in that video that there was a band that played there every night, but they didn't do a very good job. But one night they had a good playlist, and so whoever wanted to went and danced to that in the evening. Another evening, so the Wheelhouse Bar there, I also mentioned that in my video about the Coral Princess, had a lot of different entertainers that went through, and so they've got a nice sized dance floor there, so you would have people, cycling through. Whoever wanted to dance, they would. And always, so very frequently on the ship, there are couples that dance, and they have clearly taken dance lessons and are perfection. Really, really good at dancing. And I would love to know how to do that. I keep telling Gordon we need to sign up for lessons, and we'll have to make that happen at some point. But one evening they were dancing so beautifully, and people would stand up and sit down, and I really wanted to do that. And they were doing the dances that they had learned and dance with me up there to learn how to do that. So that was really fun. The trivia, they had lots and lots and lots of trivia on board the Coral Princess. They had it in the daytime, they had it in the evening. Several of our Let's Go family members played that. Several of them won an awful lot. I know Emil won a lot. Ray and Linda and Donnie and Buddy won an awful lot. One evening when I was there, it was the ABBA one we won. Lots of trivia going on. So if you enjoy that, you would really enjoy that. And sometimes on some of our past cruises, and I should have done that this time, people have been so all in on trivia, they have wanted to make their own team. I guess we'll have to make sure that I put that together more in the future. And if I missed anybody with that, I apologize. So while we were on board the ship, we had some birthdays and an anniversary. So Christine and Larry had their anniversary, and so we were all excited to get to be with them on that day. And then Justine had her birthday, and we had another member of our group, and she didn't come to anything on her birthday, so I think she wanted to celebrate it on her own. And then Emil in our group had his birthday, and so he invited us to get to come to the Crown Grill for dinner. He invited Gordon and I and Melody and Rhonda. He knew her before the cruise started, as well as a crew member to come and enjoy dinner with us. It was absolutely wonderful. The food was excellent, but the company was even better. We had a really nice dinner, lovely conversation, just such a special time to get to be together. They brought a beautiful cake. Several crew members came by, the officers came to stop by and wish him a very happy birthday and give him a present. As a couple of our Let's Go group members came by, and he shared cake with all of us, and it turned out to be such a special evening, and I hope that it means he'll have a really special year. We did karaoke. Now, I can't sing, so I'm just throwing that out there. You don't have to sing to do karaoke, but that ended up being fun. Towards the end of the cruise, we were running out of things to do, and so we would, see the show, and then what are you going to do after that? And so apparently in earlier cruising days, Emil had a group called Mervyn Mortuary and the Caskets. So we brought that back with a vengeance. And so anyone who was in the group who happened to be in the Explorers Lounge got dragged into that to be a casket. The first night we did Sweet Caroline and Dancing Queen. And then the next night happened to be on International Women's Day. And so we did Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and What Copacabana. You know, that Barry Manilow song? That was the other song that we did. And it was just a lot of fun. It's not done in seriousness. It's just to have fun together. So we really enjoyed that. Another fun thing that we did for anybody that was walking by late in the evening, they would come and join us. We would sit in the International Cafe on several evenings and just visit. People would come and go based on how early, if they wanted to turn in a little earlier or stay up a little bit later and visit. That was a really fun time. Sometimes it was really lighthearted. Sometimes it was more serious, but not really serious though. I guess late at night and just having fun. So that was really nice because you can get a snack there, you can get a drink, and it's just a really nice place to sit and enjoy visiting. We had a family member, Emil and Lori, actually entered the Marriage and Love, or Love and Marriage, however that goes, game show. And so I have given him the footage. So if you would like to see it, you'll have to talk to him and post it on Facebook, because I took the video, but it's not mine to post. That belongs to them, and so you'll have to ask them if they'll post it over on Facebook if you want to see it. And if you have not joined Let's Go Travel Tips Facebook page, you should come and join us, because there's so much fun there. But a lot of people ask questions, they share their travel experiences, beautiful photos of the places that they travel. It's a really good place to be. The last thing that we did, the last night before we parted, dinner was at 5. At 4:30 we met in the piazza for a group photo, and it was really sweet to see everybody line up there. Most people came for that, and so you'll see that we've got a group photo, and then we've got a few people that were just a little bit late, so we took some more pictures of them. I was trying to figure out how to get them in, but it was eluding me. So we're just really enjoying all the photos of everybody getting to be together. I would say that it was phenomenal to go through the Panama Canal on this cruise. But if I had to do this cruise again and get to go with the people that I went with and not be able to go through the Panama Canal, I would go again. It was that good with the people that we went with. You know, there's this saying, and I probably will mix it up a little bit, but they say that you don't remember days, you remember moments. But on this cruise, with these people, I remember days, and they're stored in my heart, and I'm going to keep it forever and ever. So I'm really grateful to everybody who came. I apologized if I missed anything important. Pop it in the comments and I'll add it in another video, but I want you to know how much I appreciate all of you for how much you brought to our group, everything that you did to help everything go smoothly. You all are a 1 in a million, and just want you to know that I realize that, and Gordon and I are grateful for you. So thanks for joining us today, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.